Good morning, students. Now in this class we are going to talk about operations of queues. Okay. In last class we have studied about what is a queue and what are the basic operations of queue and how we are going to represent a queue, and at the same time what is the conditions for queue is full and the queue is empty. Then what happened when we are going to performing the insertion operation and at the same time deletion operations. Okay, when we are going to performing the insertion operation, then rear will become rear equal to rear plus 1. When we are going to performing the deletion operation, front will become front plus 1. Okay, here the operations are the major operations are MQ, DQ, and the next one is a display and is full, is empty. All these are the basic operations. Among those, we should talk about the algorithms for NQ and DQ, that is insertion and deletion. Okay, see, first of all, in stack operations also, we have write the algorithms for push and pop. Okay, here same like that only. Here we are going to write the algorithms for NQ and DQ. Here the thing is, first of all, if I am going to insert, that is NQ, I am going to perform the NQ. First of all, we are going to check whether the queue is full or not. If the queue is full, I can't insert. Okay, if the queue is not full only, I am going to insert. Of course, whenever I am inserting the element, which position will move, rear position will move. Okay, the rear equal to rear plus 1. But the same logic only here we are going to implement. Okay, here the steps are, first one is step 1, check if the queue is full. Okay, first we are going to check if the queue is full or not. And second step is, if the queue is full, okay, then produce overflow error. That means if the queue is full means I cannot insert. Okay, then it will become error. Next, third one is third step. If the queue is not full, then I am going happily. I am going to insert my element at the rear end. That means increment rear pointer to point the next empty space. Again, add the data element to the queue location where rear is pointing, and finally return success. Okay. Here the representation is there now. First of all, rear end. In the rear end, I am going to insert A. Then automatically it will go for front. Again B, then C, then D. Okay, here rear end is at D. Okay, after inserting A, B, C, D now, see, A is at front end, D is at rear end. Okay, if I want to remove, okay, first element I am going to remove the element which is at front end, that is A, then only B, then only C, then only D. Okay, see, the algorithm is, first of all, if R equal to N. Okay, see here the condition for a queue overflow is, if the R equal to N, R equal to N, front and one more thing, one more condition, F equal to 1. Okay, we can write like that one also. Okay, the what is the condition for q full, f equal to 1 and r equal to n, or simply we can say r equal to n means printf q is full. Okay, else, okay, if the q is not full, then what will happen, I am going to perform the insertion operation. Whenever I am going to perform the insertion operation, the rear will become rear plus 1. Then next one is, I am going to represent the element which are present at rear end. Okay, after performing the rear operation, that means that should I can write q of rear equal to item. Okay, the same thing what we have written in the stack also, same thing we are going to write here also, same. Okay, q of rear equal to item. Then like no, algorithm for dq. Okay, so here dq is nothing but deletion. If I want to delete one element, first of all, I would like to check queue is empty. If the queue is empty, then automatically error occur. Okay, queue is not empty only, then only we are going to perform the deletion operation. Here the steps are, first of all, check if the queue is empty or not. And the second one is, if the queue is not empty, then produce the error message. Next, third one is, if the queue is not empty, automatically what will happen, we are going to delete the element. Okay, then Next one is I am going to after at the time of deleting I am going to fourth one increment the front pointer to the point of the next available data item. Okay, here fifth one is return success. Here the representation is like no, first element I am going to delete is A, then B, then C, then D. Okay. Here the algorithm is same. Okay, first of all we are going to check the condition for QMT. What is the condition for QMT? Front equal to or front equal to 0 and rear equal to 0. Okay, then we can say Q is empty. Else then what will happen? I am going to delete the element. So deletion can be done at front end. So front equal to front plus 1. Okay. See next statement is I am going to display the element which are at front end of the queue. That we can say queue of front equal to item. Okay, item equal to queue of front means I am going to display the front end element present in queue. That's all. Okay, that is item equal to front or queue of front. After performing the deletion operation, I am going to display that item. Okay, or element. So this is the algorithm for DQ. Okay, then whereas coming to types of queues. Okay, generally we have four types of queues. That is, first one is linear queue, second one is circular queue, next one is double-ended queue, next one is priority queue. Okay, here linear queues is nothing but queues only. Okay, whatever we have discussed in the queues is nothing but linear queues. Okay, so we can say linear queues is nothing but it is a queue in which insertion and deletion operation can be done at two ends, that is the rear end and front end. Okay, so it is one of the one of the queue in which insertion or takes place at rear end and a deletion or takes place at front end. So it is a linear data structure consisting of the list of items. Okay, the basic operations of queue is insertion. Okay, so insertion operation is used to insert an element into the queue, and at the same time deletion operation is used to delete an element from the queue. Okay, so here insertion can be done at rear end and deletion can be done at front end. Okay, so here linear queues is nothing but queues only. Okay, so next one is a circular queue. Okay, see circular queue, whenever we have studied about the linear queue, that is queues, we have said one drawback. So the drawback is, even though we have two vacant positions, okay, in a queue, the rear end will show the queue full status. Then this drawback will be avoided in the circular queue. Okay, we have studied in the queues, normal queues. Okay, that is linear queues. Okay, that drawback only we are going to avoid in circular queue. Okay, so it is one of the most efficient queue representation that is obtained by regarding the array of queue max, that is maximum size. As circular, any number of items could be placed on the queue. This implementation of queue is called circular queue because it uses its storage array as if it were a circle instead of a linear list. Okay, there are two problems associated with linear queue. Okay, see the thing is, first one is time consuming. Okay, and second one is signaling queueful. Okay, here in the time consuming, linear time to be spent in shifting of the elements to the beginning of the queue, and at the same time second drawback is, even if the queue is having a vacant position, it will show the signal queue. Okay, so it is the one in which the insertion of new element is done at the very first location of the queue. If the last location of the queue is full, that is, circular queue is one in which the first element comes just after the last element. Okay, here in the circular queue, it will overcome the problem of unutilized space in a linear queue implemented as arrays. Generally, in normal queue data structure, we can insert element until queue becomes full. But once if queue becomes full, we cannot insert the next element until all elements are deleted from the queue. Okay, see here here in the first representation it will show the normal queue is full. Okay, now consider again second situation here. There are three vacant positions are there. Okay, three elements are deleted. Okay, here front end is at 60, rear end is at 95. Okay, here the thing is, in normal queues, if I want to insert the element, okay, I cannot insert. Why? Because the rear end will show the 95. Okay, the rear end will show the queue full status. Okay, it is one drawback in normal queues. Even though we have two vacant positions. Okay, here next one more drawback is time consuming. Time consuming means if I want to insert at rear I can insert, but if I want to shift the elements 60, 85, 45, 88, 90, 75, 95 towards the left. Okay, so shifting will take whenever I shifted the elements towards left, automatically the rear end will move. Then I am going to insert the element at rear end. Okay, but it will take more time. That is time consuming. These two are the drawbacks in the linear. So those drawbacks only we are going to avoid in this one. Okay, here the representation of the circular queue will be like this in a circular manner. Okay, of course here the circular queue empty condition is in normal queues only. Whenever front equal to 0, rear equal to 0, then we can say it is a circular queue empty. Then again, what is the condition for circular queue is full? Okay, that is front equal to rear mod length plus 1. Okay, so circular queue that is front equal to rear mod length plus 1. So it is the circular queue full. Okay, see here, or we can say for rear equal to max, front equal to rear equal to max. Okay, let us see with an example here. In the first representation, the size of the circular queue is 6, that is max equal to 6. Okay, initially queue is empty, front equal to 0, rear equal to 0, that means front equal to rear. Okay, it means queue is empty. Okay, here count equal to 0. What is the count means? See, count will represent the number of elements present in a queue, circular queue. Okay, see, for example, if I have inserted one element, then count will become 1. Again, if I am going to insert one more element, the count will become 2. Okay, here max means the maximum size of the circular queue, that is 6. Okay, see here the thing is, first what will happen is, first of all I am going to insert the element 11, okay, to the circular queue. Then what will happen? So it will the insertion can be done at rear end. See what will happen here, rear end will go from 0 to 1. Here frontal will not change, front equal to 0 only. So rear will become 0 to 1. How it will get is, rear equal here, normal queues rear equal to rear plus 1, but here the thing is rear equal to rear plus 1 mod length. Okay, here rear equal to rear plus 1 mod length means 6. Okay, here rear equal to rear plus 1 mod length means 0 plus 1 mod 6, that is 1 mod 6, 1. Again, what about count equal to 1, because how many elements are there in circular queue? 1 element. Okay, so count equal to 1. Okay, then if you take one more representation, now I am going to insert the elements 22, 33, 44, 55, again 4 elements. Okay, 4 elements means, okay, here what will happen? Again automatically the rear end will move, front equal to 0 only, so rear equal to rear plus, generally if I have inserted 1 means rear plus 1 mod length, 4 means rear plus 4 mod length. Already what is the rear? 1, that is 1 plus 4 mod length means 6, that is 5 mod 6. So what is the value? 5 mod 6 equal to 5. Okay, see the rear end is at 5 only. See what is the count? See, count means the total number of elements present in the circular queue. That is in previous we have 1, again I have inserted 4 elements, that is 1 plus 4 is 5. Okay, now at this position front end is at 0, rear end is at 5. Okay, is it clear? Then I am going for deletion. See here, now I am going to delete the element 11. Okay, so always deletion can be done at front end only. See, automatically front will become from 0 to 1. Okay, rear is at 5 only. Okay, see what will happen? Front same, front equal to front plus 1 mod length. Okay, what is the front value? Front equal to 1. Okay, how it will comes? Front equal to front plus 1 mod length, that is 0 plus 1 mod length, that is 1 mod 6 equal to 1. So rear equal to 5. Then what is the count value? Count equal to count minus 1. Okay, see here performed I have performed the deletion operation, that is count minus 1, that is 4. Okay, here at present in this circular queue the total number of elements are 4. Again delete an element 22. Okay, then automatically front will move from 1 to 2. Okay, why? Because what will happen, rear is at 5 only. Okay, so front equal to front plus 1 mod length. Okay, so what will happen, front plus 1 mod length means front is initially 1, that is 1 plus 1 mod length, that is 1 plus 1 is 2 mod 6, that is 2. So rear equal to 5 only, so count equal to count minus 1, that is 3. Okay, see here next one is, again I am going to insert the element 66. Insertion means which will update rear end. So front equal to 2 only, rear equal to rear plus 1 mod 6. Okay, see here rear, what is the rear? Rear in previous case, what is the rear? 5. Okay, 5 plus 1, that is 6 mod 6. 6 mod 6 equal to 0. So what is the rear position? In our actual representation, rear is at 0 only. So as per the condition, rear equal to rear plus 1 mod 6. Rear plus 1 mod 6. What is the previous rear value? 5 na? 5 plus 1 mod 6, that is 6 mod 6 value 0. So what is the count? Count equal to, now I have inserted count equal to count plus 1, that is in previous one previous representation count is 3, now count equal to 4, that is count plus 1, that is 3 plus 1 4. Okay, now I am going to insert the element 77 and 88. Okay, see here if you take performing the insertion operation, then automatically the rear will become at 2, that is already front equal to 2, now automatically R will become 2. Okay, see here the what is the count value? Count equal to 6. Okay, here total number of elements are 6. Okay, here whenever count equal to max, what is the count value? 6, that equal to max. Here maximum number of elements are 6. Whenever count equal to max, we cannot add the elements to the circular queue, so the circular queue is full. Okay, see what is the condition for circular queue is full is if count equal to max. Okay, if the count equal to, we can say the count equal to max, then we can call it as a circular queue is full, or we can say there is one more condition, front equal to rear mod length plus 1. Okay, here the condition for circular queue is empty, front equal to 0 or equal to 0, that is front equal to 0, rear equal to 0. Or next one, what is the condition for circular queue is full? Front equal to rear mod length plus 1, this is one condition, or count equal to max. Okay, so how it will justify count equal to max means, just we have seen in this example. Okay, whenever the count equal to max, we cannot add the elements, it means the automatically the circular queue is full. So that's why we can call it is one condition for circular queue is full. So this is regarding circular queue. Next, whereas next one is coming to operations of circular queue. Okay, so the operations are is full, is empty. Okay, is full means to check whether the circular queue is full or not. Is empty means to check whether the circular queue is empty or not. So next one is addition or insertion, or we can say NQ. So next one is deletion, or we can say DQ. Okay, let us see the algorithms for NQ and DQ. See here the algorithm for NQ. Okay, first of all, if I want to insert the elements in the circular queue, first we should check the condition, Q is full. Okay, what is the condition for Q is full? If front equal to rear plus 1 mod length, or simply we can say if count equal to max, then we can say Q is full. Okay, else, okay, if it is else means what will happen? I am going to insert the element at rear end. See here, whenever I am going to insert the element at rear end, what is the condition? Rear equal to rear plus 1 mod length. Okay, see next one is I am going to represent the element the element which are present at rear end in the circular queue, that is CQ of rear equal to item. Okay, here the statements are fifth and sixth lines are we can write anyway. Okay, that means fifth before sixth statement again fifth statement, or we can write fifth statement again sixth statement. Okay, see, first of all we are going to check if the circular queue is full. If the circular queue is not full only, we are going to perform the insertion operation for a circular queue. Whenever we are going to perform the insertion operation, then rear will become rear plus 1 mod len. After performing the insertion operation, we should represent the top that is element which is present at circular queue rear end, that is CQ of rear equal to item. Okay, so it is the algorithm for NQ. Then coming to algorithm for DQ. For the DQ, we are going to check whether the circular queue is empty or not. So what is the condition for circular queue is empty? If front equal to rear or front equal to 0, rear equal to 0, then we can say circular queue is empty. Else, okay, again we are going to perform the deletion operation. That is, deletion means it is can be done at front end. Front equal to front plus 1 mod len. Front equal to front plus 1 mod len. Okay, why? Because deletion operation can be done at front end. Whenever we are going to perform the deletion operation, front will become front equal to front plus 1 mod len. Then what will happen next thing is we are going to represent the element which are present at the front end of circular queue. That is, we can write item equal to circular queue of front, or we can write circular queue of front equal to item. Okay, so this is the representation of the topmost element present in front end of circular. Okay, so these two are the algorithms for NQ and DQ. Okay, so this is the circular queue. Okay, here in the circular queue we are going to avoid the drawback of linear queue. Okay, the major drawbacks of linear queue is time consuming, and next one is it will show the signal full status. Okay, these two problems we are going to avoid by using the concept called as circular queue. Okay, so in circular queue, whenever there is no chance of showing the queue full. Okay, that means if the queue will reaches the maximum end, then automatically it will the elements are in the circular manner na, so automatically the element will represent into the first position. So we are going to avoid the problem of which occurs in the linear queue. Okay, so this is the circular queue concept. Okay, thank you.